Jerrod, obviously, just what's the past week been like when you guys were shut down? What was it like to get the news that you weren't going to play Kentucky? Just what was that last week like?
Yeah, it was obviously a frustrating time, tough week. Um, Unfortunately, it's kind of out of our control. You know what I mean? It's something that we can't really control. Obviously, we wanted to play. It was frustrating for us that we couldn't play. Obviously, there was some uncertainty there for a couple of days. You know, are we going to play? Are we not? You know, what's going on? Um, Certain protocols and stuff we got to follow, obviously. So it was just a lot of uncertainty, some confusion early on. Definitely some frustration for sure. But again, it's kind of out of our control. You know, we just got to do everything that we can to stay ready and handle everything in our control that we can to make sure that whenever it is time to play, we're ready to go.
Jerrod, obviously you guys returned to practice Sunday night. How has the return to play aspect of this whole thing gone?
I feel like we've done a pretty good job. It's just mainly we just wanted to make sure that we were getting up and down and running and stuff, making sure we were still in shape and everything, you know, guys coming in and out and stuff like that. Plus, you know, people were going home and things like that. So we just wanted to make sure that we were getting up and down, make sure we're getting our wind back and getting our legs back under us and things like that. You know, it's been weird. You know, it's a weird time. Again, it's things that we can't control sometimes, but I feel like we've done a pretty good job of handling it.
What kind of numbers have you had at practice? I mean, with, I guess, a few guys in the protocol.
We've been down a couple, maybe like 2 or 3 guys, but not. I mean, I think everybody's kind of back in the fold now. So we've or at least getting back into it. So we've had a couple guys here and there that haven't been able to do things, but we've still had a pretty good number of practice.
Jerrod, do you find yourself like Georgia Tech had to cancel a game, and so they're your next opponent? Do you find yourself checking Twitter or doing whatever, trying to find out, or do you just figure you'll find out when you find out if games are on?
Honestly, like I have Twitter. I'm not really checking it for that, but normally it's on there. You know, it's not really hard to miss, honestly, when all the updates and stuff come out. So it's not really something I'm looking for, but you know, it is what it is. You know, it just happens when we find out. Our coaches will let us know and things like that, everything that's going on. So, but there's plenty of updates everywhere, especially on social media and stuff like that to find. So, again, we figure that stuff out pretty easily.
Jerrod, this is a time of year where no school, you guys can just dive into basketball, but with being shut down, how much do you think that has hurt your all's development?
I don't think it's been too bad. Honestly, again, I think we've done a pretty good job of handling it, and I feel like we haven't had that many guys out for a long period of time, so we've been able to kind of make the most out of what we got. But again, I think it's more just about like make sure we're getting back in shape and stuff, getting our legs back under us, getting our wind back and things like that. Again, I feel like we've done a pretty good job of handling it, considering there's a lot of things that we don't really have control over. So, yeah, it's been tough. Obviously, some frustration for sure, but I think we've handled it pretty well.
As long as you've been dealing with COVID and all of the variants, is it hard to maintain the level of vigilance necessary to protect yourself, or do you find yourself kind of lapsing at times because it's just gone on so long?
Yeah, I mean, it can definitely be hard for sure. I mean, it's hard to believe that this is going on like 3 basketball seasons in a row now, and guys kind of want to live their lives. You know what I mean? And it's not like anybody's doing anything that they're not supposed to be doing, but sometimes it can just be hard, going to a restaurant or something like that to get something to eat, or going to the store or something like that. I mean, it's everywhere, you know what I mean? Being in the gym, fans and things like that. So, again, it's out of our control. But I feel like, guys are taking the necessary precautions. Guys are doing a good job taking care of themselves. And, I feel like we've been doing a pretty good job overall.
Personally, have you changed your lifestyle at all? Do you go out less or take special precautions, or you just living your life?
I feel like I just kind of live my life. Like I don't really do that much, I feel like, anyway. But again, this is like, early on when it was at first, like when it was out and stuff, and like there was no vaccine and things like that. I feel like when we have a lot more certainty and more information now, I guess. But yeah, I don't really do that much. I feel like I just been kind of doing my own thing.
Jerrod, when it comes to maybe being able to kind of look back at the first half of the season, at the scoring droughts that you guys have had, is there a common theme that you see what makes those happen?
I think, kind of going back to, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, our emphasis of trying to really get the ball in the paint and get paint touches, not necessarily to score, but obviously, if you have the opportunity to score, go ahead. But, just getting more paint touches, getting more drives to the basket, getting to the free throw line more. I feel like a lot of times we can settle. We can get a little bit stagnant on the perimeter and play just around the perimeter. And, we don't always get a lot of touches in the paint, whether it's for layups or short floaters or just driving, getting contact and getting to the free throw line, whatever it is. I would say that's probably where the majority of our issue lies. We can obviously we want to continue to play with confidence and aggression, but I think we play alongside the perimeter a little bit too much sometimes. So I think we just got to continue to seek out the paint and get more paint touches.
Jerrod, there's been so much other stuff going on, but I don't know how much you guys have started on Wake or if you do that today. But the 11-1 team, what do you know and have you seen of them?
Yeah, Wake's got a good team, man. They, I think they're 10 or 11-1 right now, something like that. So they got good players, they got a good coach, and obviously they're playing pretty well right now. So they've got some good players, and they do a really good job of moving without the ball and playing with confidence. They've got good spacing, and they have a good team and they're playing well. So we know what we're up for. We've gone over the personnel and a lot of their stuff, so we're still preparing and things like that, obviously. But again, they're a good team that's playing well. They're off to a really good start to the season, and credit to them. Again, they have a lot of good players and a really good coach. So we know what we're up against, and we got to bring the fight to them tomorrow.
Anything else? Anyone? Great. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.